Oh, I'm live. Hello. Don't mind the chaos behind me. I mean, doesn't look any more chaotic than it usually does, but I'm just on for 15 minutes. I'm on a 15-minute break from trying to organize my house. I just put together my little, bargain California closet thing, which I think I'm missing a couple pieces, but hey, listen, I got a few screws loose too, so. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about first, I wanted to say rest in power, Jesse Jackson. Condolences to his family. I thought he was older than that. He's 84. He's a couple years younger than my mother, and she's still around. She's 86. My dad, he passed at 78. But also, rest in peace to Robert Duvall. He was 95. He was kind of a little bit of a strange cat, but hey, and so wasn't Jesse. Let's face it. Um, but rest in peace to both of them. And what's in my feed? Um, there's just some updates for Nancy's case. The DNA didn't lead to anything, it wasn't in CODIS. And the glove didn't match the DNA in the house. Neither DNA was in CODIS. So next up would be the genealogy. So they'll take that for genetic. I don't think they would do that for the glove. What reason would they do that for the glove? Unless they think it's more than one person. But I don't know. I mean, they could, but they're definitely going to probably take the other DNA in the house to genetic testing, familial testing. And the media is still out there, both independent media, social media creators, um, uh, legacy media. They're legacy media. They're becoming a thing of the past, and they're not liking it that they're not as relevant as they used to be. So they're still hanging on to their snobbery, like they're better than anybody else reporting. Um, because they work for a corporation. Yeah, no, they're not. Um, it was the legacy media person uh, um, who listed who outed a family member saying her impeccable source, Ashley Banfield. Let's not give her any more time. She's still doubling down on that. She's still saying she believes her source, whatever. Even though sheriff cleared him, FBI's kind of a little, pussyfooting around, saying yeah they're cleared, but eh, whatever. They're in a pissing contest, the sheriff and the FBI, but nobody seems to know what they're doing. But we said the same thing about the Koberger case, and they weren't getting anywhere. And then 6 weeks they traced that little tiny speck of DNA back to him. So, it's in the third week now. And again, we're just so used to instant gratification with everything in our lives, right? But anyway, I feel for the family. I hope there's a resolution, miracle of miracles. Hey, Jesse, um, who was it? Dugard, Amanda Berry, and those girls who was held by Castro, and then he was a coward because he killed himself. Coward. Um, but J.C. Dugard, who how long was she there? He They kidnapped her. I think she was 11, and then she was in her 20s. So she was there for I think 18 years. J.C. Dugard, Amanda Berry. So Amanda Berry, let's get the other girls in there because she's the one who saved them all. She's the one who broke through that door and screamed out to that guy, held in a house for 10 years. He had that house locked down in Ohio. I mean, they destroyed it. But it was, so it's Ariel Castro's. So it was Michelle Knight, Amanda Berry, and Gina De Jesus. They still think that there might be somebody out there that's buried, and they were teenagers when they were taken. I think Michelle Knight might have been a little bit older, but she was a small person, so he might have mistook her for a teenager. But Amanda and Gina were both teenagers, and that crazy psychic person told her mother that she was dead, and then her mother died before she was rescued. What a shame. And I wonder if she sued her, but she's Sylvia something. I forget her name, but she's gone. She died. But yeah, so she saved them. I mean, she and who had the baby? Gina De Jesus. I think Gina had the baby, who was 6 years old when. Oh, it was Amanda had the baby? That's just insane. 10 years. That's crazy. But and then J.C. Dugard was even longer than that. She might have been 18 years. And then, of course, wow, and she just did her YouTube video. Let's look up J.C. Dugard. It was J.C. Dugard. Miracle on Miracles. And then, of course, now how come her name is escaping me? She was kidnapped from her Utah. So 1991 to 2009. 2009? She was 11 years old, abducted from the street. I remember that. And the stepfather ran down the block and he couldn't catch him. 18 years she was with the sick couple. Just sickness. And oh my God, I can't think of her name. I just saw her. Elizabeth Smart. Oh, it just went right out of my head. And so she saved her own life too, because she kind of said about going back to the area or something. But she tricked that sick couple. Ugh. Anyway, so I totally got off track. Oh, thanks. I didn't even see that. I'm like all up into my own head here. I'm in my own head here, not even paying attention to my chat. Um, how you doing, Frank the Tank? I put myself on the timer today because I'm working, so I'm doing a little break here, and I thought I'd pop on because I'll try to. Yeah, I got 6 minutes left, but thanks for popping in. Still my only chatter, but hey, I'll take it. So yeah, so Elizabeth Smart, J.C. Dugard, so Miracle on Miracles, maybe, you know, who knows? Now there's an attorney in Ohio that is offering a Crime Stoppers reward of $100,000. I think it's Ohio. I'm probably wrong on that. That it, so it's they can do it anonymously. Is it Minnesota? So they can do it anonymously, and to give the information about Nancy. So so we'll see if they take it, if it's, but I think the whole kidnapping ransom thing is a hoax. I don't know about you. I mean, the kidnapping, no, but the ransom, I think that's, and that one person saying he knows. Oh, what's your theory? I'm curious. Now they're saying something about the next door neighbor who's a gem collector, that it might be mistaken identity. Yeah, yes. That I just heard a few minutes ago. Yeah, I heard that a few minutes ago. That I know they were talking about it because I pop in and out of JLR's feed and 857 Tucson's feed, but They did have some guys show up with a briefcase there, so who knows if that was the private investigators or other forensic people. They didn't look like forensic people though. But yeah, they're thinking that it's possibly a mistaken identity and wouldn't be the first time. It would not be the first time. So that's a shame. It's just sad. Um, I forgot why else. Oh, what was in my feed? So I am so tired. I'm so goofy, tired. Weirdos entering house. Yeah, well, they let the pizza guy go right up to the door. Now the family is allowing. The family is keeping up with the pool cleaning, the gardening, and all that stuff. So, and then the cops are letting them in. Whatever, you know. And then there's a broken sprinkler there because JLR was pointing that out, like that the sprinkler goes off and it just goes up onto the roof of the house. It looks like, or whatever. There, it's just nothing. But there's still, how long is the media parking line? Like a mile long. That they're all alongside the road there. Um, I don't know. I feel for the people who live there because people are throwing trash. Hopefully, they're you know picking up, but throwing trash. You know they're going back and they're using the restroom, being gross and all. You know that. Um, invasion of privacy, all all that stuff, and then exposing all of their houses, um, even the neighbors. I think. And then the other thing I heard too is that the one guy from that house, he has the same last name, or the girl does, his girlfriend, as Nancy's maiden name, thinking that they may be related, but I think that's just rumor. I forget his first name. And the girlfriend Carly or something. So I don't know, trying to connect it to being her niece or something. It's not that I'm losing interest. It's that nothing's. It's in a lull right now. So hopefully, they're still working behind the scenes. Um, Hopefully, they'll get some leads on that DNA because they are gonna. They're gonna submit it. There was something in my feed that I was looking at, and YouTube was kind of acting wonky earlier. And everybody's dragging that sheriff. Should interview a psychic. He interviews anybody. He should. He'll get bored enough. You should go in his chat. Maybe he'll catch it because every now and then he peeks in at his chat. Um, I don't know. Who knows? Or if you're on Twitter, which I'm not, cesspool, cesspool. When Twitter first came out, it was a cesspool. Then it kind of got cleaned up, and I was on it, and I did business through it, and all that stuff. And then now it's just a cesspool. And Tiki Taki, I didn't even bother going on that platform. I already doom scroll through YouTube enough. Hate Facebook or Fakebook, Instagram. Sometimes I have to get on it for business and stuff, but oof, yuck. All right, where am I at? Jolene Lunzer. She's pretty. She's a comedian. She drags on people. Oh, so the new thing, I follow Titanium Built. Watch next week. Iran, USA, Israel conflict start this week. Ooh. Yeah. It's just, you know, it's just a hot mess. No, it's not good. It's not good at all. It's just a hot freaking mess. And we're all sucked into it because you think any of the politicians. Oh, that's my timer. Time's up. You think any of the there's only a few politicians who are actually trying to work, do their job, work for the people. But Everybody else, no, they're not for us. All they're about is money in their own pockets. So, and they lie and cheat. There's just a shell game. Exactly. 80% are corrupt. Exactly. And it's sickening. I've made my calls to Congress, and all I do is get on those voicemails and curse them all out. And then one time, an intern called me back months later, and I didn't curse her out, but I cursed out the rep. You know, I told her that he effing needs to get out of office. Poor kid. But, I'm passionate. So, Ohio, this woman, Ashley Flynn. So, I followed Titanium Build, and she was talking about this. I didn't watch it yet, but this woman was in her house with her husband and kids, and there was a home invasion, and she was killed, and nobody else was hurt. I don't know the whole story. I just saw that title, and I didn't watch it yet, but that's insane. That happened in Ohio, just I guess over the last couple days or so. Insane. Because did you see the so it was a couple of miles, I guess, from away from Nancy's house, still in the foothills there, that a daughter was house sitting for her parents with their dog in there. They have cameras around the whole house. Some young girl came up, and she almost looks like that girl that they were questioning. Um, young girl came up as a delivery person and rang the ring doorbell, and before the person could get to it, other guys went around the back and busted in through the sliding glass door. So they maced the dog, and then they stole all their jewelry and electronics and stuff like that. But thankfully the girl didn't get hurt. The dogs, recovered from the mace. But can you imagine? Like, so they're doing these, um you know how they do these in the jewelry stores? They do the crash and um smash and grab. So they're doing it at home now, at homes. Smash and grab, yeah. And like crowds of people do it in those jewelry stores. It's insane. In the malls. I mean, they do it in broad. I mean, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. But now they're doing it at homes, apparently. That's so scary. Again, I'm in a secure building, but people could get in here. Before I moved in, probably about 15 years ago, I guess somebody came into the building, broke into, the person probably left their door unlocked because I would leave my door unlocked. Not anymore. Uh, Walked into an apartment on the 16th floor to rob it. And then I guess somebody caught them. He had to be on crack or something. Jumped out the window. I didn't find out about this till way after I moved in. I'm like, holy crap. But to get away, he jumped out the window. So he had to be like, yeah, insane. Um, I should talk to some of the old timers who have been here. Some people have been here for 15, 18. One woman's been here since the building's been here. So I got to talk to them. I found this out not too long ago, and I keep forgetting. So next time I see an old timer, I'm going to be like, tell me about the time. It's insane. I mean, but it's not bad over here, but just, you just never know. I mean, it's a secure building. You have to have it's locked down. But again, there's always ways. So for me, yeah, for this area, the market rent is about 1100 for like a really small apartment, 1200 going up quickly. But it's not I'm not in the city. Um, I'm not in New York, so I'm in a semi-rural area, uh, but I have access to everything. But but yeah, no, the rent is too high for the air. They're trying to. they're trying to move it into, NYC rent, which is insane. It's like $1,500 for a bathroom in New York. But so what was I? There was something in my feed that I wanted to talk about, but I'm in a different feed. And my time is up, so I can't really stay on here too long. Let's see if I can pull it up. But yeah, Jesse Jackson passed away, and we know that. And Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall, 95. Jesse Jackson, 84. My mom's 86, so I thought he was much older. But I guess he had Parkinson's, so it will take the life out of you. Yeah, oh yeah, so the gun visits. So I guess I'll just stick with Nancy's. Yes, he passed away. 95. He lived in Virginia. He had like a ranch there. Um, Him and his wife, who was 50 years younger than him or some crazy thing. Yeah, she's 54. So whatever that, not 50 years, but way younger. Um, yep, he was 95. No kids. He said he was shooting blanks. So, but it seemed like, I mean, he was just a run of the mill. He was a Navy brat. And then I guess they didn't really do a cause of death for him yet, but I think with Jesse Jackson, it was his Parkinson. So, oh yeah, so one last thing for Nancy's case. So they have the 40 people, they've been going to the local gun shops, 40 people, 40 names or something, that if they went around to the gun shops, one of the gun shops owners went through each name, to look it up. I don't remember if he said anybody came up, um, but 40 names of people if asking if they purchased a gun. So, I mean, I don't know what all that means, but you know, so they have that. They're looking for that. They're still looking, I guess, for the backpack, the clothing, whatever. The backpack, Walmart, but everything else could be purchased other places too. And even the backpack, that could be at a Goodwill or something. It looked kind of new, but, and then that um, holster looked like a jock strap to me. So I don't know. And then plus the place where he put it was ridiculous. Some people think it's a girl, but I don't know. I think he looks like that one guy that they are checking his Range Rover. Uh, Zach, I think kind of he has that low brow and he has the um, hooded eyelids. So that, and he has, his eyes and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. They might be onto something. They're not gonna let the public know. They really have to protect some of this stuff. Can't know everything, you know. Like even the media knowing that one SWAT, you know, um, mission they were on. They can't be like following them around. And you think that, tell me if you agree with me. I know. You know that this person is watching everything just like we are. They're watching all the shows, all everything. They're watching everything. So all this media at her house, and if they're getting a lead on, um, where SWAT is going to go, they're watching it. So, so stop. Like, and it's their fault too. Don't keep it on the down low. You can do that. You have the capability to do that. And the other thing, what is really upsetting is those people throwing their gloves all over the place and a shirt, because there was a blue shirt and everybody's talking about the blue shirt, and it was one of the searchers or whatever. Like, why are you throwing your gloves all over the place? That's insane. and they do use those black nitrile gloves. And yeah, I guess it was before the video came out, but it doesn't even matter. First of all, you're littering, right? Those don't degrade. Um, that's just a hot mess. Um, what else did they do? So the shirt, it was one of the searchers, so it was their shirt. What else was there? There was something else. Oh, JLR had a lead on another glove by the bridge, by the realty, and he went on a crazy search for it, and he found it though, but it looked old and it was in a wash. So I guess people called, but I don't think anybody came out. What else? I mean, there's really nothing to go on. Savannah did do another little video. Harvey said, I'm not talking about you, the ransom note person anymore. I'm not talking about you anymore. I'm done. So, because I guess he keeps sending him emails. So, whatever. It's just a kooky story. I mean, it's sad, but it's kooky. And, the whole gem thing, it may be, it may be mistaken identity. It could possibly be that. And I wonder if they have any more video. I mean, I'm thinking they might not. I mean, I hope they do. So, but anyway, I got to get back to work here. I got to get this place. I'm putting things together and redoing everything, so I got to get it cleared up because it's making me nuts. What is this? Would you rank if there? Oh, okay. When this is over, would you rank it right there with the Lindbergh baby kidnapping? Yeah. With that, I don't know the whole story. I know that they execute that guy. They executed him, and then at the end, they thought maybe he didn't do it. Um, and it was so strange, right? They found a baby, and then they didn't think it was the baby, and then some guy decades later said, "I'm the baby." That was so strange. Um, and they did execute that guy, not really on any evidence from what I remember when I watched the story, but it was really strange. All right, thanks, Frank. See, I'll start rambling. All right, thank you for stopping by again, um, and hope to see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.